Morning, welcome again to Monday Motivation. It's great to have you with me. I'd just like to share a thought with you this week in regards to thinking about how big the God is that you profess your faith in, and because of that, how much He's able to do whatever He needs to do in and through your life this week. So let me share a couple of verses with you, and they come from Deuteronomy chapter 10, the Old Testament, verses 14 and 17. They say this: "To the Lord your God belong the heavens, even the highest heavens, the earth and everything in it." Wow! The God that you and I profess faith in, the God of the Bible, He's a God who the greatest heavens belong to Him. Verse 17 says, "For the Lord your God is the God of gods and the Lord of lords. He is the great God, the mighty and the awesome God who shows no partiality and cannot be bribed." Man, when I read those couple of verses, I just happened to read them the other day and they really stuck out to me. When I read them, it just gives me a picture that I really need to get into my heart and spirit of how big the God is that I serve. Sometimes it seems like maybe God to me, that God can't come through. I don't see Him being as big as what He really is. So I want to ask the question to you and I: how can I ensure that my heart and my spirit remain infused with this revelation of the bigness of the God that we serve? It needs to be in my heart and my spirit. It needs to be whatever I come against, I automatically, it's just like it comes, a picture flashes into me. Oh, hang on, the God that I serve, He is so big that nothing is impossible for Him. How can I ensure that that gets infused into my heart and spirit? Well, let me give you a thought from a story. The story goes like this. Out for a walk one day, a young boy asks his father, "Dad, how big is God?" And looking up into the sky, his father sees an aeroplane and responds, and he says to his son, "How big is that aeroplane?" And the boy replied, "It's very small. I can hardly see it." And the father then takes his son to the airport. And as they approach the planes on the tarmac, they're looking at them. As they approach them, he asked his son again, "Now, how big is that plane?" And his son stared in amazement. He said, "Wow, it is huge." And his dad said to him, "God's size depends on how close or how far you are from Him. The closer you are to God, the bigger He will be in your life." How do I ensure my spirit is infused with this revelation of the bigness of God, His capacity to do way beyond what I can even think or ask of Him? It depends on how close I am to Him, how much that penetrates my spirit. See, for me, for instance, when I'm coming into a time of prayer just alone with God, I picture myself as if I'm in the way Hebrews 4:16 describes it, which says, "Let us then approach God's throne of grace with confidence, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help in our time of need." So I imagine when I'm coming into time of prayer that I'm actually entering into God's throne room. And as I do, I get a picture in my spirit of the kingliness of it, the majesticness of it, the authority that's in that place where God is, because He's on the throne. I get a picture at that time of how big my God is. It humbles me, but I can come with confidence before Him. The closer I am in my relationship with Father God, the bigger He is. The closer I am to Him, the greater revelation pierces my spirit of the enormous God that He is, and therefore He can do anything that I need Him to do. So here's my encouragement for you and for I this week. Let's take time this week to get closer to God. And in doing so, get a fresh insight as to how big the God that we profess our faith in, how big and therefore how capable the God that we serve actually is. So, will you, like me this week, take some time, get closer to God? Maybe it might not be so much that you're spending a lot more time in prayer, but you might just stop, or you might be walking and talking to Him. You might just have a thought that comes into your mind about something that you need, and so you just begin to talk to Him as if He's just there, and because He is, and as if He's just ready and willing to do what you need to, what He needs to do, what you need Him to do for you. I got a bit tongue-tied there, didn't I? Let this week be a week where we get closer to God, because the closer we get to Him, the bigger we'll actually see He is. God bless you, and have a wonderful week.